The South China Sea is a vital artery for global trade, with more than a third of the world's shipping passing through its waters each year. These busy lanes connect the economies of Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, making the region indispensable for the flow of goods, energy, and resources. But beyond commerce, the South China Sea is a flashpoint for geopolitical rivalry, where military might and national interests collide on a daily basis. Overlapping claims from China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have fueled decades of tension. Each nation asserts its own historical and legal rights, leading to a tangled web of disputes that show no sign of resolution. China's sweeping 9-dash line claim covers nearly the entire sea, clashing with international maritime law and the rights of its neighbors. In 2016, an international tribunal at The Hague ruled against China's claims, but Beijing rejected the verdict, intensifying the standoff. Recently, the US and the Philippines have deepened their security partnership, announcing 2 new US Navy repair facilities in the Philippines. This move marks a significant shift in the regional balance of power. These bases are more than logistical hubs. They're a clear signal of American commitment to regional stability and a message to rivals that the US intends to remain engaged in Asia's security architecture. By enabling faster repairs near potential hotspots, the US ensures a persistent naval presence, ready to support its allies and respond quickly to any crisis or provocation in the region. This move responds directly to escalating incidents, especially around the Second Thomas Shoal, where Philippine supply missions face Chinese harassment and dangerous confrontations at sea. For the Philippines, these bases reinforce sovereignty and provide a security backstop within its exclusive economic zone, strengthening its ability to defend its maritime rights and support its citizens. The US and its allies are shifting from temporary exercises to permanent infrastructure, raising the cost of aggression for any would-be challenger and signaling a long-term commitment to peace and deterrence in the region. Beneath the calm surface, the South China Sea is a battleground of strategic competition, where every maneuver is closely watched. These new bases are designed to navigate those currents, ensuring that the balance of power remains stable in one of the world's most contested waters. 2 small maritime features, Scarborough Shoal and Second Thomas Shoal, are at the heart of the dispute. Scarborough Shoal, within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, has been under Chinese control since 2012, cutting off Filipino fishermen from traditional grounds. Second Thomas Shoal hosts the BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded ship serving as a Philippine outpost, supplied under constant threat from Chinese Coast Guard interference. These flashpoints are where international law collides with naval power, impacting both sovereignty and livelihoods. For China, controlling these features strengthens its broader claims and strategic reach across the South China Sea. If China completes its outpost triangle, it could project power over vital sea lanes, threatening regional security. Every supply run and patrol here is a high-stakes act in the larger struggle for control. In recent months, the US and the Philippines have significantly ramped up their joint military exercises, marking a new era of defense cooperation between the 2 longtime allies. These activities are especially focused near highly contested areas like Scarborough Shoal, a flashpoint in the ongoing South China Sea disputes. The joint drills go far beyond routine training. They serve as a powerful demonstration of unity and shared resolve, sending a clear message to Beijing and the wider region that the US and the Philippines stand ready to defend their mutual interests. These exercises now feature increasingly complex maneuvers, including coordinated night operations, live fire drills, and challenging replenishment at sea, all designed to build real-world interoperability and trust between the 2 navies. This deepening cooperation transforms what was once just a treaty on paper into a credible operational partnership at sea, with both sides learning to work seamlessly together under pressure. Regular joint patrols directly challenge China's sweeping maritime claims and reinforce the principle of freedom of navigation, which is vital for global trade and regional peace. The visible presence of US warships operating alongside Philippine vessels acts as a strong deterrent against coercion, raising the stakes for any potential aggressive moves in these contested waters. These joint exercises are now a cornerstone of the broader US strategy to build a resilient network of Indo-Pacific alliances, strengthening collective defense capabilities across the region. The ultimate goal is to establish a robust collective security framework ensuring a free, open, and stable Indo-Pacific where international law is respected. Enhanced cooperation with the Philippines demonstrates that the U.S. is not just a distant power, but an active, engaged partner, committed to the region's security and prosperity. This visible and ongoing commitment reassures allies, deters adversaries, and plays a crucial role in maintaining peace and stability throughout Southeast Asia and beyond. China has strongly condemned the growing military cooperation between the United States and the Philippines, labeling it as blatant external interference in regional affairs. Chinese officials argue that such alliances threaten to destabilize the delicate balance in the South China Sea, a region already fraught with historical disputes and competing claims. Beijing consistently frames these joint military drills as deliberate provocations, designed to undermine China's sovereignty and challenge its leadership role in Asia. State media and online commentators echo this sentiment, warning that foreign involvement only escalates tensions and complicates peaceful resolution. In a show of strength, China has responded by deploying advanced warships through strategic waterways, such as the Miyako Strait, and ramping up naval patrols in contested maritime zones. These actions are meant to demonstrate China's readiness and capability to defend its interests at sea. These high-profile maneuvers serve as strategic signals to both regional rivals and the international community. China will not be intimidated, and it possesses the military power to project influence and safeguard its claims across the region. The result is a tense and increasingly crowded maritime domain, where daily standoffs between coast guards and naval vessels from multiple countries have become routine. The risk of miscalculation or accidental clashes is ever present, heightening anxieties on all sides. Meanwhile, China's information campaign works tirelessly to portray the nation as a steadfast defender of peace and stability. Through official statements, media broadcasts, and patriotic imagery, China casts the U.S. and its allies as outside aggressors intent on stirring up trouble. This battle over narratives is just as crucial as the military maneuvers themselves. Competing stories shape how the world views the conflict, influencing international support and diplomatic leverage. China has repeatedly vowed to safeguard its territorial claims, employing a mix of diplomatic outreach and military posturing. By combining these tools, Beijing aims to reinforce its position both at home and abroad. In Chinese media, the U.S.-Philippine alliance is often depicted as a relic of outdated Cold War thinking, a partnership that threatens to disrupt regional harmony and provoke unnecessary confrontation. Ultimately, the contest in the South China Sea is as much about shaping global perceptions and controlling the narrative as it is about asserting control over territory and resources. The struggle for influence plays out in headlines, diplomatic halls, and on the waves themselves. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled in favor of the Philippines, invalidating China's 9-dash line and affirming Manila's rights in its exclusive economic zone. China rejected the ruling, continuing to build and militarize artificial islands and enforce its claims. Instance, not Chaudalo Madre Dafermai. Somali challenges the international legal system and the rules-based order championed by the U.S. and its allies. The US, Japan, Australia, and Europe urge China to comply, warning that ignoring legal obligations sets a dangerous precedent. The South China Sea dispute is now a test of whether international law or raw power will shape the future global order. The new U.S. Navy repair facilities in the Philippines are a strategic game-changer. Proximity means damaged ships can be repaired quickly, keeping them in the operational area when needed most. This boosts the readiness and resilience of both U.S. and Philippine navies. For the Philippines, the bases bring economic benefits and a stronger security umbrella. The return of U.S. support to places like Subic Bay is a powerful symbol of enduring alliance. These facilities complicate China's military planning, signaling that any attempt at regional dominance will be met with a robust allied response. Ultimately, the bases are about deterrence, raising the cost of aggression and making conflict less likely. A resilient U.S. presence means adversaries can't count on a quick victory. In this way, building repair docks becomes an act of peace building. The South China Sea is becoming a militarized zone, with all major players expanding their presence. China's naval buildup and fortified artificial islands allow it to project power deep into Southeast Asia. In response, regional actors like Japan are boosting defenses and sharing intelligence with the US and partners. This creates a crowded, high-risk environment where miscalculation could spark a major incident. Each side views the other's moves as threats, fueling a cycle of action and reaction. The US and allies see their patrols as defensive. China sees them as containment. This security dilemma drives an escalating spiral of militarization, making the region less secure. The US is doubling down on alliances to maintain stability in the face of a rising China. The Philippines is central to this strategy, but the effort extends to a broader coalition including Japan and Australia. Japan's surveillance and participation in trilateral exercises create a powerful security anchor in the Western Pacific. The goal is deterrence through collective strength, making aggression riskier for any challenger. These alliances enable diplomatic coordination, intelligence sharing, and military interoperability. China tries to undermine allied cohesion with economic incentives and diplomatic pressure. The contest is as much about alliance strength as military might. Building US naval repair facilities in the Philippines is about deterrence, not provocation. These bases ensure the US Navy can sustain its presence and respond rapidly, raising the cost of any hostile action. They help restore balance in the face of China's military buildup, reducing the temptation for unilateral moves. For the Philippines, US support brings reassurance and strengthens its diplomatic position. This sense of security lowers the risk of rash actions and escalation. The repair docks are a strategic investment in peace, reinforcing alliances and the rule of law. In the turbulent South China Sea, these facilities are anchors for stability.